So you probably know that we here at N Racing just love pack rafting. So this video is designed to give you an idea of how to move more efficiently during a pack raft section of one of our races. We're going to cover inflating your raft, paddling techniques, and also deflating your raft and getting ready to go once you are off the river. So here we go. So the first thing that we really need to mention is that it is so important that you practice inflating whatever boat you have. Some of you will have a great boat like Joe here does, which is an Alpaca Scout, and some of you will have cheaper or other models of boats. So you've really got to practice. That is the key thing to do to speed up your transition getting into the water. So with this style of raft, Joe's got an inflation bag that comes with it, and the higher volume inflation bag or pump that you have, the quicker you will be able to blow up your raft. So with an Alpaca Scout and practice, you can actually get your raft inflated in well under a minute with just 3 bagfuls of air. Here Joe is on his second bagful. And it's good to practice this, and if you're part of a team, to practice doing it with your team, because very often you can go even faster if you are changing jobs. One person's blowing it up with the bag, one person's orally inflating it. So here in a second we're going to see a couple clips of people in the field doing it, and this is from our last race. So again, practice, practice, practice. Get the boat rolled out, get it inflated quickly. So here again, this is a team that won the 24-hour race. This is what to do, this is what's not to do. This guy's trying to blow up the whole thing with his mouth. Not good. Now we're going to start with telling you what to do in terms of paddling. So if you're using a kayak paddle, two-bladed paddle, then the key thing that you need to focus on is being able to sit upright in the boat. So some people who aren't flexible find this very difficult, but you're going to be able to paddle a lot faster. Here Joe is actually sitting on an inflated seat in the bottom. He's a little bit higher than he would be sitting in the bottom. If you have an inflated seat, then that's great. If you don't have an inflated seat, here he sits on the back tube. This is going to allow you to sit upright more easily and also keep your butt from dragging over rocks if you do have shallow shoals or rapids, which we had in our Pembina race. So you really don't want to be in the bottom of the boat if you're going over rapids. So here's from the race a couple examples of people actually paddling with a pretty good upright style that you should try to emulate. And now for the bad. Well, many of you may recognize yourself in Joe's position here if you did the fall race. This is how a lot of people felt like it was the most comfortable to be in the boat, and so they lounged back, their butts were in the bottom of the boat, and they tried to paddle. Well, you can move okay for a little while, but this is a much worse position. You're only using your shoulders, you don't get any rotation of your core with the paddle, and to make matters worse, you will feel every bump because you actually, the lowest point of the boat is probably your tailbone. And we had plenty of clips to choose from our 24-hour adventure race here to show exactly what we're talking about in terms of this laid-back casual style that is probably better suited for a family float down the river than an adventure race. So you might be asking yourself what you should do if you are horribly uncomfortable, if you can't keep an upright paddling style, or if you have a unique circumstance. Let's say you have 2 people in one small raft. Well, we have a couple of thoughts about that. One is to take more of a prone swimming type positions. So Joe here demonstrates how you can do that with a kayak paddle. He's laid down there and he's just kind of using the kayak paddle as if he's swimming along. Now this sort of style of paddling can actually be done equally as well with hand paddles. You can just act like you're swimming a line down in a boat, as we see Nick doing here, and it works extremely well to move quickly. And probably interestingly enough, the fastest way we have found to paddle with 2 people is to have one person using the paddles off the front like Swamp Donkey shows here, and these guys just cruised and caught teams left and right during the adventure race in the fall. So if you've changed your pack rafting style to reflect some of the tips that we gave you in this video, you may find yourself next time you're racing enjoying the leg and not wanting to have to get out and start hiking or biking, but it's going to be inevitable. So do it quickly and get on with the race. Here Joe is running up the bank, showing you how you can do several things at once in order to have a very quick and efficient transition. He's going to unscrew the cap here on his boat and start deflating it, and while he's doing that, he's got a paddle. He's going to be taking that apart. So thinking about how you're practicing ahead of time and thinking about how you can do things quickly is really going to speed up your transition. Jason here is going to demonstrate one way of getting all the air out of your boat, which sometimes takes the longest. Once you get the boat completely deflated, the fastest way we found to roll it up is just lay it flat, follow Joe's lead here, just roll it straight up as tight as you can, taco it over. You're going to taco it in half here. Strap that thing on your pack as quick as you can, stuff everything in, and then start running. Have a great race, guys. See you on the river.